care to be taken with wordage. Hello, good evening, welcome. Group 3 finale from WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca in sunny America. I was going to tell you what state
California,
from,
is it? It's not California.
I think it is California.
It is.
So, yeah, great track. Very interesting job around. Good Group 3 race. We've got AJ and Grim with us. Do you know what? We've got a good spread. We've got top, middle, and bottom from the previous race, which is quite good. It was a interesting one, relatively incident free. So we'll see how this goes and what we do. I think the championship's gone in this one as well. Kimmy's walked away with that. I'm not actually 100% sure if he's in the room.
We didn't need to. Oh yeah, he is.
He is. Cool. We've got to see him go out with a win. We've got Nils stepping in for OVED today for Rodden Products, and then we've got the fairly newest team with Weird TV and Ash, and I think we have a I think we have got a returning driver with us today as well. I just want to check he's made it before we have Mr. Bagbus. He's back driving an Aston for Ash, kind of Ash but not Ash today. It's like a reverse colour code of the Ash's car, so good to see him back. There's a lot on this year. So we should see if we can get back up to speed quite quick.
There's still a lot of battles going on in the championship, right? Still got a bit of a battle going on with Reddy Shaven and Arsul. And Ash. He's a little bit more out of it than those two, but
I think second's still possible if the guys in front have a particularly poor race down there.
Yeah, but I believe he has to win to get these to get second. Which, if with Castle Race, Kimmy and everyone in the Sokudu racing, with them all racing, it's going to be quite difficult for Ash to do it. But you never know; he could do it.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, you've obviously got there's some difficult turns here. The corkscrew is going to be the Peacemaker. It's the one corner that's really going to test the drivers today, and it's quite easy for even some of the guys at the front, if they're getting into a battle, to make a mistake, and that could be what pushes Ash up. Let's just have a look. He's 19 points, so he's got to win it, like I say, with Reddy Shaven and Castle not finishing in the points really. But you've got some lower down ones. There's a little bit of scrap going on between Harley, Proctor, and possibly Doc Cooper. There's only 16 points covering them three, and then you get a little bit further back, the gaps are a little bit more consistent. I don't think Ball Boy's racing today because he's in a bit of a scrap with Robbo as well. And then we'll see, there'll be an announcement, I presume, over the next week or so. Maybe get Christmas out of the way first as to the full ins and outs of D4 for next season. Sorry, not D4, Season 4 for next season. It'll be good. There's obviously conversations taking place in the background, and I think it'll be an exciting championship to watch again.
I believe we're going into sort of a division sort of racing instead of the groups.
Yeah.
So
that's the general intent. It's a bit more even spread. And if you look, I think it'll be quite hard. There's obviously your top section that'll go into D1 quite easy, and then there's a chunk that are going to fill that gap between the mid to top of D1 down into the middle of D2. There's a lot of that middle section there. It's going to be quite competitive. There's a lot of guys in there with similar sort of pace, but it'll definitely be interesting to watch.
We've got a bit of a spin there. for I can't pronounce his name, but he's gone off just before the corkscrew. But he's just waiting for all the drivers to pass by, and he's back round. I believe Shaven is just about to start his lap as well. He comes to the final corner.
Interesting Bock and Returns logo on the side of Magnus's car.
That's relieving. We don't want him gone for another season like this one, but yeah, hopefully he'll be back to full-time racing this up-and-coming season.
Yeah, it's good. It's been around OFR for quite a while, and he crossed multiple leagues with F1 and GTS as well. Good guy to race with as well, and a generally nice player, so it's good to see him back. We've got Reddy Shaven at the minute. He's out. He's in a string of cars with one of the RCZs behind him, and then one of his Porsche teammates behind. Is probably going to set the first fast lap or out lap of the race. We'll stick with him for a little bit and see what the marker is for everyone to follow. I think we're going to struggle to get the record for comments in the chat today, although if everyone wants to spam it just so we can get it, we will do. I think the record's 547.
But Shaven comes down the last corner, and he's going to set at the very first lap time. It's 21.2. He'll go 6 tenths slower. He seemed a little bit closer actually to the back of
Dot Coop and Proctor to each other. Proctor's just taken it with a 21 flat.
So a really good time, especially because he's fighting some of the positions, I believe.
He is, and if you watch him across the line, Dot Coop and Proctor were touching down the straight. So I think a good, excuse me, a good toe onto the start-finish straight as well. Got Bagpuss straight back in with a 6th place, which is a good drive. A 22.9. If he's not done much practice this week, it's a good opening lap in a car that he might not be familiar with, and in a game that he's not played for quite a while.
Yeah,
Hardly sat there.
Well.
From Nils. Nils is a quick driver. We've raced a bit with Nils this season in various different leagues, and his improvement this year as he's gone on, it's just been fantastic. He's quick, he's clean, real nice guy, and he could be in that podium fight today. But Ash stuck there in 4th, was a little bit wide, just approaching the end of the lap. He's currently on a 21.7. Phil Barry's Dot Coop, Bagpuss Harley in 8th. Ben, another good showing for Ben in 9th, with Mick 10th. Castle in 11th. Probably just had he's just gone purple on this lap though. Shaver's just taking the pole up to 20.7 at the moment. And Castle is going to jump up further than this. And then we've got last week's pole sitter in 13th. I did hear a rumour that Kimi is going to attempt a last to first today, which could explain why Castle's just taken pole at the moment with a 20.6. Yeah, I did a rumour that Kimi's going to try and go last to first today, which would be a great way to end the season, and I'm pretty sure he'd be able to do it.
I would feel like there'd be an achievement block somewhere on PSN for that one then.
Yeah, probably. Certainly not in the OFR legendism, I think would be an achievement. More birthday wishes from Mr. Fuller. Thank you, Si. Happy Christmas to you. Does this actually mean I get to share a birthday with someone else quite special on the 25th as well?
I think the way things are going, yeah, I would have thought so.
Yeah, that's probably likely, isn't it?
I was born on the 25th of December anyway.
Me, apparently.
Yeah.
Me, apparently. Let's try to see if we can... Prox has had a big spin coming out the bottom of the corkscrew, which is like Bagpuss through. Nils is still sat there in 4th, which is a good lap. His debut in this division. Weird is last week's pole sitter. He's struggling a little bit more today, sat down there in 13th. Ash is on an out lap, Just coming to the top of the corkscrew. Oh, and a big spin! Big spin. That's a proper Kylie Minogue spinning around, that is. But look, it's in the middle of the lap, so we should be able to scrub the tyres off and get through and still up your set a lap, but that was a big accident.
Yeah, I think that was his outlap as well.
It was his outlap, so he's managed to just get away with it. If you can just shake the dizziness.
Yeah, there's actually really close gaps. From the top two are very close, and then 4th, 5th and 6th. It's like Group 2, there was really close gaps there. I believe there's a couple of people thousands away from each other.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the... You're less than 5 covering the top 10, and that's bearing in mind that people haven't had decent laps. But if you take your top 8, 2 seconds covering them, and then you've got a second, essentially, covering 1st to 6th. So it's going to be close, and I think it's one of them tracks that, because there's no long straights and it is quite technical, it's very hard to get through a lap without a slight mistake, and there's not really any space that your drivers can get away. So it does lend itself to close racing.
Yeah, I felt the sand and the gravel was very forgiving on the Group 2 race today.
Yeah, once you're in it, you might as well book yourself a room and stay there for a little bit.
Take a bucket and stay with you.
So we've got Reddy Shaven on an outlap as well. Proctor's just starting a fast lap, and I think that might be Kimmy just coming out of the pits, so hopefully he'll get a clean run.
He was a couple of tenths up on the first sector. He's P7 at the moment. It could be going towards maybe even 4.
Yeah, so we'll watch him. He's just coming up to the bottom of the corkscrew approach. I'm not sure what it's really called, but he's just on the way up the hill now and into the braking zone at the top. So we'll catch him coming through sector 2 and just see whether he's held the slight gap that he had. Yeah, he's only lost a tenth, so it's still going to be a good lap. It's still be an improvement, and if he can take a little bit more, it might just put him above Phil into 6th.
Gone very wide.
Nah, he's off. Luckily, managed to hold it out of the wall, so he is going to get another lap. But this lap will be compromised because he'll be slower on to the start. So we've got Reddy Shaven just started a lap. Castle is just coming out of the pits, so unless that's Kimmy. Kimmy is driving very, very slowly. He's either got car problems or this last to first is on.
Harley's about to cross the line. Improves a little bit, but doesn't go any higher.
Oh, big spin for Phil Babbies there as well. He's into the wall. He's got rear damage, so that's his quali over. Luckily ghosted there as one of his teammates came straight through the front of him.
That's coming through the corkscrew now. Rear end everywhere. And
he's lost 3 tenths.
So
again, that's... Oh, and again, he's just taken too much of that curb on the inside. Well held, but that's just put pay to his qualifying any chance of moving up, which has left him just sat behind Nils in 4th in Ash's old car. So.
The pencil curbs are really...
they are pencil curbs. We can't...
They are pencil.
We have to call them pencil curbs because otherwise Danny will tell us off.
And we'll get them on the times.
Nils is going to improve his own time by potentially a tenth if he can hold it to the end of the lap. It's not going to move him up, but it is just going to put him a little bit further away from Ash. But a very, very good qualifying for Nils over in 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, he was in the Beginners Cup, and he was doing super formula. He was doing really well there. He was.
He's taken a quarter of a second off. Big improvement in that last sector. Good lap. Waits moved up to 5th, in front of team boss Ash in 6th. Phil Babbage 7th, Doc Coop 8th, Hardy 9th. Still top 10 in qualifying there for Bagpuss. On his return is still good. He's a good racer as well, so I'm sure he'll move up. Ben in 11th, Mick 12th, and Kimmy in last. Poor qualifying there from Kimmy.
I wonder what happened there. I think there's one person just come through the final corner. I don't know who it is. Oh yeah, it's Harley, who's not on a particularly good lap. I think that is everyone's probably over. Yeah, it's just Bag who's in the pits. He's just leaving now. Maybe this is a tactical decision.
Harley's going to spinning roundy. We're going to have some donuts on the line. So it'll be interesting to see. I think a lot of these drivers will be... There's someone here that will probably make the jump up to Division 1 next season. And those that don't will leave for being a very competitive Division 2. There's a lot of quick and clean drivers in this league as well.
Yeah. Celebrating the end of the season in style.
Harley does like donuts, not as much as some people, but he does like donuts. Just been asked if OFR Smalley is joining us in comms. Possibly not. I think he'll be celebrating with a kind of carbonated fluid of some sort, which is his choice. So we're going to have a top 3 prediction then from everyone. I'm going to stick my neck out and say I think we're going to have a Porsche 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure if I'd like to.
I reckon Kimmy's going to be up there as well. He's determined to win this one. Obviously, he's just running all right on the field, but if it make it work, just Kimmy. Top 1, and then I'm going to top 3 otherwise.
So they're all away. And this first corner can be a little bit tricky down into her as well. It's very, very tight. Double left. We'll see if everyone can make it through. Ash has made a good start up into 3rd. Just taking the inside of Proctor there. I think everyone's through clean. Kim's already taken a place off the start, so we'll be up into 12th. Great camera shot there.
Oh, we got spin up at the back of it was Michael Howe.
It's a mix.
It's a Mick.
Mix off as well.
Harley did not get a good start. Something happened to him.
Yeah, I don't know whether he's maybe got caught, but it'll be interesting to see if these two can charge through. There's not a lot between them.
Oh, Carson's off.
Just caught that as he came through. He's managed to hold it. He is going to drop back, but he's probably not lost as much time as he could have done. They'll just put Ash up in the 2nd. A little bit of contact there between 2 of the RCZs as well. And one of the Astons is off. It was weird. TV went off the top of the paddock there. I thought it might have been Ash.
Yeah, I think he got collected by it was
possibly it was definitely 2 of the RCZs that came together at the end. Nils making a great move up the inside there into 5th. Just didn't make it stick. Phil Babbage with a perfect undercut and came back. Kimmy is already in 7th.
And he's about to overtake Bag person. Which I'm just trying to hold it on the outside, but I don't think it's right.
Oh, a little bit of heat. He has taken the place, and it puts him right into the grasp of Nils now in 6th. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Not too far between them all. So Kimmy at the minute will keep an eye on the time. He's 4.7 off the lead. And we'll see how quickly he can narrow that gap. So we've still got Ready Shaven out front, 1.6 in front of Ash. And Proctor, been nice to see Proctor get a podium. I think he's deserved it all year. Good clean driver, he's fast, he's just been a little bit unlucky. A couple of incidents and there's a lot of connection issues as well. So podium for there's maybe the podium gone. He's big spin and a real difficult place to spin as well. Just dropped him right down to 11th place. I should just stop talking about people doing well.
Yeah, I think we can't blame that on anyone else but you there.
That's me. Maybe the days when I have bad races because I'm talking to myself as well. Harley's saying he got pushed off in the chat, so I don't know whether I don't know who he got caught by, but he's definitely saying he got a nudge. So Ready Shaven's just starting to pull back. Ash might have had a little slip there because Ready Shaven's put about another 3/4 of a second into him, and that's pushed Ash right back into the grasp of Castle in third, with Phil Babbage and Nils and those behind not a million miles away.
He's going to get a move done, I reckon, here.
Kimmy's going to come down the inside on Nils to take 5th.
He's gone a bit deep on.
I think Nils did a sensible thing there and just allowed the move to happen. You're going to, the thing is, if Kimmy's behind you, he's going to take you at some point. It's sometimes better just to let him go, take your place, and not keep scrap. We've got Weird TV just coming back on after he's off at the corkscrew a couple of laps ago.
Yeah, Pong seems to be taking it quite sensibly, actually. We only had a couple of incidents, like week 2. I know it's only lap 3, but clock to spinning and 2.
There was the corkscrew one where the Aston went off, where there was a little bit of contact, but nothing major. It's been, I think the incidents we have had have been individuals incidents as well.
We're getting a little bit impatient behind the bag, you know, get lost. Hopefully we can make the move cleanly done. Kimmy right on the back of Phil now. He's just picking his way up the order. To be with P5 after lap 4.
He's phenomenal, I think. I don't think Ford is stretched hard enough for the level of driving that he is. Have we got anything exciting in social media corner, Grimothy?
Yeah, we've got a few little bits here and there. So we've got Ivor Sawheads calling that Mick's been pretty sharp starting today. I don't know if that's a little bit of a dig.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I was going to say I wasn't quite sure when you started that quite what Ivor Sawhead was going to put when it started.
And then also Ash is apparently the Group 3 specialist. He never makes mistakes. So yeah, but other than that, it's pretty quiet. But social media corner, who do you think is going to be our top 3?
Yeah, let's get the guys who are watching to just watching the scrap between Castle and Ash at the moment. Castle was right with him coming through the corkscrew. Just stretching.
Oh, sweet. Oh no.
The gap behind in Kimmy's now up to 4th and gapping those in 5th. But if you have a look, 5th, 6th, 7th is a right nose to tail scrap. Nils taking a real defensive line. Don't think he's racing Weird as well, and they've raced together in the beginners' cup this season, so they'll know how each other drives and whether to come. But I think Weird's just had a little bit of a slide there. He's just dropped back a little bit off the back of these two. But again, for his second race in this division, it's still an impressive drive.
I think Nils made a bit of a mistake. Oh, not Nils. Phil had a bit of a mistake. He was in front of me, and then I was behind him. It was a good little scrap. We got a bit of a scrap for 8th place. Running a bit wide.
Yeah, Proctor's again coming from behind. Grim looks like he's had a he's come back. He's come back.
There we go. We'll go back. No, it just wasn't spaces for me earlier.
Yeah, I think that's come with Harley's left the room. I don't know if he's had a disconnect or not. We'll have to check after.
That would be a very well timed disconnect.
Ivor Sawhead's going 1st Harley, 2nd Harley, 3rd Mick Howe. I don't think that's going to...
I agree.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a betting man on one of his tips.
Castle's made a move as he goes. Trying to push Ash.
Ash isn't going to give this away over easy. And Kimmy's joining now in 4th. So it's now 3 cars nose to tail for 2nd place.
I don't think Kimmy's going. Oh, Castle's gone deep.
He has. If you've looked, as Ash is normally very, very good on saving fuel, he's got a good chunk less fuel in his car than the other two. Kimmy's used a little bit more fuel coming through the pack, but his tyres are in such good condition. But the Aston and Castle are about similar, so maybe the Aston's slightly heavier on fuel around here.
Yeah, I would say Weird is also struggling more than the others on fuel. So I just say that the Aston's just quite thirsty. But Wolf's about to make a
there's
move.
contact there a little bit. They've managed to make it stick from Castle on Ash just going into the last corner. I think Ash was a little bit earlier on the brakes because he had a penalty to lose, which he has done, but these three cars are literally nose to tail coming over the line. Real defensive line on the way into that double left there from Ash. But this is allowing Reddy Shaver to leap away. He's currently 9.5 seconds in front of this epic battle here for second place.
We got Ash got right there. This is actually allowing Nils to come into play here. He's actually a little bit.
We'll keep an eye on that. He's only 1.4 off. But even a top 5 for Nils today would be a great debut in the Group 3 division. I know he's driven these cars in the Beginners Cup, but he chose to drive the Toyota FT1, so this will be a slightly different animal in the Lexus. But it'll be a fantastic result if he gets a top 5, and it'll put him in with a shout of being one of the ones to watch in Division 2 when he goes next season.
Castle's made the move.
Castle's gone for it, and he's made a stick, which has put Kimi all over the back of Ash now. It's a shame we missed that move, because I'm sure it would have been fairly clean.
Nils is right. Oh, Kimi's round. Kimi was round.
Jumping right back. He's managed to get it back on, give himself even more of a challenge. He's putting right back behind Phil Babbage. So Reddy Shaver's now in excess of 10 seconds in front. Reasonable tyre wear, and similar on fuel to Castle. Ash is down to half a tank. I don't know how many laps you get out of these cars per tank of fuel to know roughly what strategy they'll be on. With 27 laps, 3.9, so I think would be the most practical. So a 2-stop in this as well.
I think you get about 15 to 16 laps of fuel out of it.
So it's probably going to be topping up on the first stop a little bit. And there's options there, I suppose, really to run the second stint, or maybe top up a little bit on the first one and go half and half. I saw Head saying Nils deserves a good place. He does. He deserves a good result today, and that's put him into 4th with Kimi's spin.
What's interest only in for mediums? I wonder if that'll be a viable strategy.
Yeah, possibly one stop at mediums. An awful lot of the inside curb, shall we say, there from Mr. Wilson in the Aston. So again, he's just starting to chase Castle back down. Nils has got it down now to 1.7 seconds. Kimi's pitted, Weird's pitted. So I think maybe a lap earlier than we would have thought. But you're right, AJ, a minute ago, the gap between Ash and Nils is coming down. It's now down to just under 1.7. Tyre wear is slightly worse off, but he has got better on fuel, so he's going to gain a little bit of that time back in the pits. So the gap between Ash and Castle is just stretching out. It's out to 1.6. Reddy Shaven's in. I would imagine Castle and Ash to follow. Tyre wear's certainly looking like they would need to. You've got your top 4 in. Is Phil decided to stay out? Looked like a last minute change of heart there. Kimi's obviously he's pitted a lap early, so we'll watch and see if the other 2 Astons come in on lap 9 as well. Ben's in, but Weird stayed out. So there is a mix of strategies going on. Doc Coop stayed out. Bagpuss is pitting. So we'll see whether this is a little bit more changed up than I thought. I thought everyone would stick on something very, very similar.
I was thinking it was going to be 2-stop all the way, like it was in Group 2. But people pitting lap 8, lap 7, lap 9.
Yeah, I mean, Proctor, I thought if you look at his front tyres here, I would have thought he would have been in on that lap. Sorry, Phil Babbage, my mistake, to take advantage of that, because his front tyres are shot. They're like an upside down Santa hat. It's Reddy Shaven on fresh tyres, still out in front. He had that much of a gap by 3 seconds. He's on that lap here, so I think on for the win. Phil Babbage, I would imagine, will watch him through the rest of this lap, because he's actually doing very, very well. They could drive him here to hold that car with such apocalyptic tyre wear on the front. So we'll see if he pits this lap, and he has. So he's obviously decided to hold. So you've still got Castle coming across the line in third, Kimi in fourth, and Weird is in front of Ash. So I don't know if Ash has maybe had, because they're both on strategy, I don't know if Ash has maybe had a slide here or an off, but he's dropped behind his teammate.
I see it.
Ash has got quite a lot more fuel than Weird TV by the looks of it.
Yeah, I just think it's whether you just fuel for the stop you're going to do, or Ash has probably gone slightly over fuel on the first stop to make the second stop shorter.
Yeah, very possible.
Well, plus obviously with Ash sitting in Weird's slipstream now, he's going to allow us to use slightly less fuel. We'll just see if team orders play, if there's a call from team captain to his other driver to move. Doesn't look like it at the minute. That was a call. That was definitely a call. Weird pulled right off to one side and was slow to allow Ash through. But this has brought Nils back into this scrap as well. So a good drive here from 5th and 6th from the two Beginners Cup drivers in towards the end of the first full season, showing that they'll have pace to probably mix up with these guys next season, because Weird's not getting dropped by Ash. So he's got good pace and he's been clean so far.
Yeah, Weird. He should be a little bit quicker, really, on this kind of fuel map, or what he's doing.
I think he would. I think it would have been. I think it was a definite call for him to move apart for Ash there, which allowed Nils to come right back up. And no one's done the stupid move that I did in the D2 race, that using map 2 to get the Lexus off the start, and then being 7 laps in before I realised I had turned the fuel map down to 1 again. So Reddy Shaven's got 7 seconds of his previous 10-second lead back over Castle. Kimi's in third. A decent amount of fuel in, so these three are all on the same strategy now, including tyre wear, and the gap back to Ash is 4.5 seconds. And Ash is just starting to put a little bit of time now into Weird. And Nils just sat just nice on the back, and I mean, Nils could sit here till the last stint. I think any higher than 4th is probably going to be a bit of a stretch, but he's close enough to pick up any pieces, and he'd do well to just sit here, take a nice steady run, and try and jump him in the pits if he can. He's certainly got more fuel in it than Weird has. In fact, I don't know whether Weird's he's on a really weird strategy. He's going to have to pit probably, I think, around lap 15, which is going to put him right off for... Oh, and he's off. He's off. I think we just got the back end of that there. He looked like he had to swerve to miss the back of Ash. I don't know whether he ran deep or Ash slowed up into that corner, but he certainly had to swerve to miss him, and it's cost him a lot of time, a lot of places. Mick's gone for a paddle in the sand.
On my side, it almost felt like they were side by side, and then maybe we just got pushed a little bit from Ash. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe just a miscommunication between teammates. Hopefully he can make his way back up, because he was looking quite promising. I think he's actually might hit this lap. We've got another
I think he's got to with his fuel wear. He's not got a great deal of fuel left in the tank. Bagpuss sat in 11th. Like I say, in his first race back for the season. It's still a good result for him. And you never know, he might be able to pick up third place. Mick's having another spin. I didn't realise, Mick, that they had gnomes in the gravel, like apparently Yuki's been looking for in the grass at Silverstone. Already Shaven's off. He's had a massive off.
Oh, well, that's going to cost
Looks like just possibly probably lap turn 3 or 4, which has allowed Castle to take the lead and Kimi right up onto the back of him now. I'm sure by the time Rennie Shaven settles down, Kimi is going to make the move. I'm sure he'll want to take this the second place as well, with him going for the last to first. 13 laps to do it. You would say, no, now Kimi can drive another lap together, but it is on.
Looking at the championship, I think if Shaven finishes behind... Okay, so Shaven would have to finish 4th. If Castle won, you need Shaven to finish 4th. Realistically, you want any chance at getting 2nd. At the moment, they're comfortably in the championship. In fact, they're all 1, 2, and 3.
Nils was looking up the inside of Ash there into the final turn.
Seeing that for up the last half a lap or so, that's going to be a really interesting one. He's on a charge right now.
This will, I mean, it'll be a good run. He's looking up the inside again. Ash takes a defensive line in. There was nothing wrong with it, but a very defensive line in on the way to turns 2 and 3. Or 1 and 2, sorry, I'm mistaken. But yeah, Nils, very good showing here in 5th place. And the gap between Kimi and Ash is stretching out now to nearly 7 seconds. So if Kimi can just sit in... Sorry, no. I need caffeine. If Nils can just sit here on the back of Ash and just keep pushing, there's a chance he could force a mistake and take that 4th place away.
In the social media corner, you got Arthur Sawhead and Smalley cheering on Nils at the moment to try and take Ash.
Yeah, and apparently Mick has retired to the pits, so that will put, I think, Bagpuss up into the points, which would be good. I'm sure he'll be pleased with that on his first race back. Weird is in 11th. And he has put the mediums on. He's gone for the strategy that you suggested, AJ. He's gone full fuel and mediums to the end. So he still had to do a 2-stop and now gone into a slower tyre, which I'm not sure he's going to work out from, but we'll see.
Has he pitted? I don't think he's pitted.
He has. He's just pitted now. He's just pitted at the end of the last lap for full fuel and mediums.
Those mediums already look quite warm.
Yeah, the thing, I don't know how you find it, either, both of you. Myself personally, I think the mediums you only really get another couple of laps, maybe. The drop off is just as severe, and I've never found that the lap time you lose on every lap saves the extra
benefit from using.
No.
At least for the way I set up a car, I don't seem to benefit using the mediums that much as opposed to the softs.
If it was a track where you could maybe think 2 sets of medium and 1 stop, if you had a long...
Ash is off.
Ash is off. Ash is down into... I'm not sure where is it, but at the bottom of the corkscrew.
So he's going
to get taken by Proctor here in 7th around the outside as well.
Ooh, but he's going to go for it.
Let's go back to what we're saying.
Oh,
there was a 50-50 handbags there. I think definitely Proctor had right to go for the move, and I think we've maybe just cut off a little bit. Sure, that'll get discussed later on, but like we say, we just looked at what we said earlier about Nils just sitting in, probably waiting for a mistake, and he's up into 4th, and a very, very good result for him. Great drive by Nils today.
Yeah, I think I was a little bit optimistic from Ash to make the move at the corkscrew, because it looked like Proctor already had it done.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and then just as they came down the side of it, just tried to take the apex and didn't really leave as much room as perhaps he could or should have done on the inside there. So I'm sure that'll get discussed in the stewarding group later on this week. So Kimi's now half a second behind Ready Shaven, and only 5 seconds off the win at the moment. And I think this will probably be drive of the season if he manages to go last to first today.
Yeah, I think the gaps have kind of stayed even the last couple of laps. Maybe I would like to see.
He's had a bit of a spin.
Yeah, I was about to say that Kimi. It would be good to see if Kimi got clean air. Maybe he might be able to catch Castle. He's just been following Roddy Shaven the last couple of laps. His tyres are a little bit worse, but it's not horrendously.
They're all very, very similar, right? There's not a massive amount. Obviously, Kimi's had to push that little bit harder to try and make this time up, but 5 seconds is doable in the stint. If either one or both of the drivers in front of him have any sort of incident, he's going to put him in with a shout. Nils is still sat in fourth. He's 10.5 seconds behind this gap now, but he's now got a 6.5 second gap nearly back to Phil Babbage.
You've got a nice hazy little battle brewing up between Hazy and Proctor for 7th at the moment there, Jeff. Just come around the start-finish line now.
And this is another good drive by Ben. This is Ben's first season with OFR as well. He's done some beginners cup races. He's had at least one podium in that thing. But again, moving up into a category that's got more of the past level drivers. The 7th and 8th place for Ben's there will be another fantastic result. It's only the 3rd time he's been out in that Aston as well.
Yeah,
Bagpuss is up into 9th now.
Also Shaven and Kimi are pulling.
This is going to be a last lap battle between these. Last stint battle between these three.
Nils is also in. I guess Phil Babbage will be in as well. His lines look as shot as the rest of them.
Yep, Phil stayed in. So Ash is coming through the back end of the lap now. Ash is going to have to pit. He's going to have to pit.
Be interesting. I think he will be ahead of Willie. He might be ahead of. He should be ahead of Proctor.
Yeah, Proctor's just coming down the bottom of the course. He was 6/10 up on his own time on this lap. He's just coming past the pit entrance now. So we'll watch Darwin Ash see if he holds that. If he holds that place. Ash is still in the pits. He's still fueling. So Proctor was through.
Yeah, that's interesting. Ash had to put in a lot of fuel though, to be honest.
He's coming out in 8th place. Not sure he's going to be 100% happy with his position on track now. So your pit stops have taken. Everyone's taken their last stop now. Castle's now got a 7-second lead in front of Kimi, who's got 5 seconds in front of Ready Shaven. So I don't think that's all done a pit stop. I think there's possibly another slide there from Shaven.
Oh, Shaven's had another moment because he's got
Yeah, that's what's given Kimi the chance to dive through. So now we've got 7.3 to try and make back on Kimi. Sorry, Castle. He is with this damage. Nils could be on for a podium. He's got this gap down to a second.
Shaven's damage is just on repair light damage. I do think it should be on heavy damage, if I'm honest, for next season. I know it gives people that maybe get damage on lap 1 a bit of a disadvantage, but we haven't seen many people get damage.
It has cleared up. I think the problem you've got is you get damage from other drivers, but you're going to get the same in real life motorsport. It does have that little bit of realism. I'll drive with whatever. I'm not a massive fan of heavy damage, but I think the GTS, obviously we both race F1. The penalty system I think in F1 is better, because if you make contact with somebody else and it's your fault, then you will get a penalty for it. And I think that forces people to be that little bit more careful and try and drive that little bit cleaner.
Yeah, and if you don't get penalised for it, you will get penalised from the OFR stewards.
Yeah.
No matter what. If anything, it's better to be penalised in the game. With the,
it certainly leaves a lot less for discussion. Kimi's just taken in that last sector another half a second off. The 20.3 now as a fastest lap. She's down to 6.5 seconds. With 7 laps remaining.
And Castle's not exactly taking optimum lines. He just went up a little bit there.
Yeah, another little bit of a shake.
Nils is just going to keep it steady, and if Shaven makes another big mistake like he has done in the last few laps.
Yeah, saying that he's just he's nibbling the occasional 10th back. This gap seesawing between sort of like a second and 1.3. So Nils could be one to watch next season.
Yeah, heavily improving his lap times. Last time, or on the previous stint, he was doing 21s, 22s.
20.8.
So very good time. 5/10 off. To be only 5/10 off him is impressive.
Yeah, I'd certainly think something I'm very happy with. He really seems to have gelled with that Lexus, because I think it was only either yesterday or even this morning that he got the call to drive. Get a little bit of Castle love in the thing from Carter. It's nice when you see the people watching the stream who don't race OFR or haven't raced for a long time, that people are still following it and keeping up with it and supporting what Robot and the team are doing. So we're still now down to 6.5, but like I say, Castle's just had a slight wheel on the dirt there. But it's not really dropping. There's going to have to be a mistake from Castle or a real charge from Kim here if this last to first is going to stick.
I do cause all damage. Small.
Smalley damages the world. So the battle now is between Doc Coop and Ash for 7th, and it's the closest battle on the tracks. We'll stick with that for a little bit now. They've got similar tyre where Ash is slightly heavier on fuel, but both can go to the end. So this is the closest scrap on the track at the moment. We'll see, this could be lining up for another move up into the corkscrew, which didn't work out too well last time.
Yeah, this track's definitely not the easiest one to overtake on, but you never know. We've seen a lot of moves today.
Yeah, there is only the 2 or 3 places really into the sort of like the 90-degree corners. Certainly the corkscrew is not somewhere you'd normally look at making a move.
Always off. He saved that. That was a great save.
I think it led Ashley to just putting a wheel on the dirt there as well, so it's a good little scrap between these two. They've raced together a bit as well, so they do know each other off track. They know each other.
I think Bimmy's just keeping it easy now. Doesn't need to do anything
No, it's just come down by about another half second.
Yeah, I think Castle got traffic at the corkscrew. Cost them a 10th or 2.
Just jump back on to see where this. Yeah, Ash isn't really making much impressive time-wise. Doc Coopy did go. He's like 2 or 3 times he's done that over the last couple of laps, hasn't he? And he's managed to hold every one of them.
Good job of keeping car control off track. It's not exactly where you want to be.
No, I haven't, Smalley. I haven't. Nils is in 4th at the minute, Smalley. And I hope the missus isn't watching this, because I haven't told her I'm playing out late with you. So yeah, this gap between Ash and Doc Coop is just starting to stretch a little bit to nearly a second. But Coop is carrying a 0.3 penalty. So Ash has really just got to stay within striking distance of him, and he will be able to make that time back.
I think Ash seems to be a lot better on the exits. He's gaining a couple of tenths every single corner exit. Doc Coop's quite confident in the brakes, just doesn't quite work out with him. Just getting the X out of the corner. But he's holding off Ash at the moment. If he can keep him behind, then that'll be an amazing job and a job well done. So,
it will be, and it'll be a good result for Coop as well. I mean, it's probably he'd like to be higher up, but he's had a good clean drive. He's got caught up in a couple of other little bits and bobs today as well. So seventh place in this field is still a good result because the drivers in front of him are all very, very quick.
Just coming in.
I think Nils might have had a slight off. He's now dropped to 6 seconds behind Ready Shaven, and it'd be as wise just to sit in now. He's only got 3 laps left, and still a fourth to be a good result. He's got a safe gap back to Phil Babbage in 5th there. Proctor, I think, coming in now is maybe for a fastest lap jump.
Yeah, he's going to come out behind Coop and Ash, which would be a big mistake. He wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, he has. He is going to come out right in the battle. So this is going to be a good battle over these last 3 laps.
I'm not really sure what his thinking was there for Proctor. He was only 5 seconds ahead of Phil. He knew he was going to come out behind him. He should have just stayed out and got 5.
Maybe, or if he did want to go for fastest lap, if it was me, I'd be dropping back a little bit now. He's got a safe gap behind him of 30 seconds. So if fastest lap was what he was after, I'd drop back, give these two a bit of room, and then make a charge. But they're going to be going nearly 3 wide into the corkscrew. This isn't going to go very well. Dot Coop on the line there. He's just... Oh, Ash takes a big jump across the gravel. I think could see that happening. I don't think there was anything particularly bad on either driver's part there, but Proctor's just diving down the inside of his teammate into 6th.
Yeah, he needs that. If he's going to go for a fastest lap, he needed to be ahead of him.
So we'll stick with him and see whether he can do it. He's certainly got the pace and he's got the ability. So he's just been a little bit unfortunate sometimes this year.
Yeah, but hopefully he doesn't disconnect in these last 2 laps. Yeah, I will, unfortunately.
Mick suggesting that somebody then got sent for kebabs. So I think there was definitely garlic sauce on that one.
I think we should keep an eye on Proctor for this lap. I think this might be the fastest lap of the race. He was 500th up in the first.
He's certainly putting some time into Dot Coop behind him, into in 7th at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing a lot quicker. Look how confident. 3 tenths that he gained in just that one corner.
I mean, the RCZ's a great little car, and it's the sort of car that around this track, with being so nimble, will really help. So he's just over a tenth and a half under at the moment. So if he can hold it through these last 2 turns, it'll be a great lap. Anyway, in the low 20s is a fantastic lap round here in a Group 3 car.
See, he comes on the final corner. He is catching Phil, but it's just not going to be enough. It's the last lap.
20.1.
He does it.
20.1. So we've got a scrap here again between Dot Coop and Ash going down into... Like, Ash is going to try around the outside. It's certainly not...
Ooh, with a little bit of a punt.
Oh. Yeah, I think it was one of them that Proctor definitely had... Sorry, Coop definitely had the inside line there. And I think an outside move around that corner is really, really going to struggle to make that stick. So a good scrap between these two for the place. We've got Castle now just coming across the line to take a well-deserved win. He's driven fantastically all day. A great result there from Castle. Kimmy got it back to 3 seconds. Big spinach across the line. Ready Shaven is going to come across the line in 3rd. So that's not the order that I thought they'd be, but certainly the Porsche team has been dominant all season. And this, for me, I would say is my driver of the day. I think a 4th place for Nils in a car that he's only just really picked up today is a fantastic result.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that, as we lose Brent.
Phil Babbage is going to cross the line in 5th with Proctor in 6th. And we'll jump to it when these two cross the line but definitely at the minute on track you've still got Doc Coop in 7th and Ash in 8th, and he's going to hold it to the line. It's going to be a drag race here, but I think Doc Coop is just going to roll this off. So great result there from Doc Coop, and a good drive there from Ash in 8th. He's obviously had a bit of bad luck, but a well-deserved one. A 9th place it looks like it's going to be for Bagpuss on his return to OFR. So a great drive from him. I'm sure I'd be happy to back. I know there's people watching the stream that'll be glad to see him back racing, and hope he can get a bit more in next season. A good drive from there in 9th.
I think we might get a Mick Howe special.
I think as well. There's definitely something.
Maybe this is going to be the fastest lap in the race. Oh, Bags just decided to stop on track. That's alright. Oh, Hazy's off.
Not quite sure. Oh, there we go. I think they're maybe having a drag race to the line for the to see who's going to take the final point. And Mick come across the line in 12th.
That's
so,
it for the season.
Interesting race. Yeah, it's a great title win. Great result from Castle today to take the race win. Fantastic title by Kimmy. A great drive all season. With some interesting results. And keep an eye out, people, for the announcement on exactly the regulations of Season 4 of GTS with OFR next season. If you want to have a race and you like what you've watched, then get in contact on Facebook or through Discord. It's not just GTS. I think there's the OFR's first ACC race later tonight as well, which will be a good step. There's a lot of people got that game. And F1 will be F1 D4 tonight from Interlagos at 11, I believe.
Yes.
So have a watch of that. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining us today, AJ. It's been good to have you in here, and well done on your win today. And again, congratulations on your SF championship win as well. And hopefully we'll hey, there you go. And hopefully we'll have some scraps together again next season. It's been a good season. Everyone's enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we shall catch you all soon.